if you all would go to kwconnect.com. It's going to ask you to sign in if you haven't already.
It doesn't look like this, does it?
It looks just like that.
Is our user the email address that we got?
It's first initial, last name, same as command.
And then what?
First initial, last name, and then your whatever password they gave you.
Oh, it is
Oh,
the
really?
same. Mine's just lighter. Nothing else. Right?
Absolutely, positively, but you're on the referral side.
It was paid.
No, that's your profile side.
Yeah.
Go to home.
Mine is like S Scalpel 1. Ah, thank you. Push the home button. KWConnect.com.
Oh, great, thank you.
Okay, so there's a few things across the top that might be of interest to you. Some of them are reports. They may or may not have shown you reports. Okay? We're going to talk just a little bit about them very quickly. If you click on reports, it's going to take you to the reports that are here throughout Keller Williams. All right? 3 tabs will show up: dashboard, reports, and favorites. We're going to click on the reports, and you're going to see there's a drop down now that says Associate, Events, Keller Williams, KW Cares, Kids Care, Market Center, Profit and Growth Share, Rankings, Recruiting. You may not have all of these, but you should have most of them. The one you're going to pay most attention to is the one that says Associate. That's you. It will tell you in a report your closed transaction summary, your income summary, your listing detail, your monthly production summary. You're going to hear next year, because you have to be here a year, right? Pull up your multi-year trends. We usually do it after 3 years because we want to see how your business has grown or decreased. So this was very prevalent prior to the pandemic. Because what happened prior to the pandemic? Most people's businesses were just going this way. We flatlined. Pandemic hit, and those that paid attention, the business went like this. After the pandemic, the business started going to where it is now, where you hear people saying, oh my God, my first quarter stunk. Oh my God, half a year has stunk. Okay? Because they're waking up and finding out that, oh, it's back to being a skill-based business, not a just stick a sign in the yard and name your price, as it was. Those multi-year trends will show that. If you want to click on them and look at them, go right ahead. I'm not going to do that right now. With that, what I am going to do is show you we are an open book company. We are an open book company. You can see everybody, except for Gary Keller, because I'm trying to, and I can't get him. Darn. And it says here ranking, so I'm going to go down to where it says top associates. What I want to do is I'm going to click on the box in yellow, and I'm going to go back, not this year because it's only 4 months, it's always a month behind, or a month and a half. I'm going to go to December of last year, which is going to give me the whole year, last year, the whole company, as long as it doesn't vomit. Okay? So let's see what we get. Hopefully we get something good. Come on, roll them dice. Here we go, here we go. Oh, somebody knows you. Oh, somebody faster than that. Okay, you paid for the internet, I didn't. All right, so yes, who is this Ben Kinney guy who's up here with 60 million in gross commission? And what? What? How many of you would like to have 60 in gross commission income, let alone
Just
60
6
million?
zeros, yeah, 6 0, that would be.
All right. Oh my goodness gracious me. So, Ben Kinney owns the largest team in Keller Williams. He's also partners with, if you've been to my open house class, Chris Suarez. They own Place, P-L-A-C. That's also what they own. Some of you may hear this word throughout the industry, brevity. Brevity is a system that will take you from start to finish with all your business. Ben Kinney built it, developed it, and still markets it. It's not cheap, and it kind of rivals Command. But Gary Keller still lets him do it because he knows the value. Okay? So there's Ben Kinney, number one. Tim Heil. Tim Heil's a good story. Tim Heil was broke, literally broke. He borrowed $800 from his sister and went to Bold. Bold was $799. He rolled that into a $50 million team. And then he got too big for his britches. Yeah, he was a young kid and got broke. So you'll hear this name, Gene Rivers. Gene Rivers is master faculty. Gene Rivers and his wife Rebecca are out of Tallahassee. Reason being is in 1992 there was a hurricane called Andrew, and that's where they were down south, and it wiped him out. He had the shirt on his back and just his car. They had no listings, no nothing. They moved back to Tallahassee, where they're from. They rebuilt 50% of their business by handing out their pre-listing packet. You've heard me say his pre-listing packet is 67 pages, but that's how he rebuilt his business. He is master faculty, now he teaches every year. Why I'm saying this is, Tim Heil said to Gene Rivers, I'd like you to coach me and my team. Gene Rivers responded back and said, you don't have a team, come back when you have a team and then I'll coach you. Now you see where Tim Heil is, because he listened. He's back up to 7 million. Okay? He has a team. And he's got 7 million in GCI. Okay? So these are the hitters in all of Keller Williams. I want to pay attention to this though. What's this thing over here called?
Profit share.
How much profit share does Ben Kinney have? 14,000. That's not even covering a cap. What's a cap here in Keller Williams? 21. That's not even covering a cap. Here's where you want to see. Now, don't get me wrong. 237 million in closed volume is nothing to shake a stick at. But that's what you want to be.
Holy crap, cow.
That's
Holy
nothing.
cow. That.
That's a good number.
Linda McKissick, the Queen, who also wrote the book, or co-wrote the book, Hold. That's the yellow one. There's the red one, MREA. There's the blue one, MREI. There's the yellow one, Hold. There's the white one, Shift. Very good. And then there's the other white one thing, right? But she and her husband, Jimmy, put them together. $6 and $3, $1 million in profit share. That's all she does, is recruit for profit share. She recruits to bring people in, to go under the tree. How do we know this?
Because look at the
You don't see those other numbers.
How much real estate did she sell? Oh, they begged her to go sell 4 units for $691,000. Jimmy didn't sell anything and still collected $381 million, 81,000. Smart people. Okay?
So they have busy bees working for them.
Called leverage. Those are business owners, real business owners. Read the book Hold and you'll understand. Here's somebody you may have heard of but don't know. His name is Bob Kalinsky. Bob Kalinsky owns the North Florida region. The North Florida region is 38 market centers. Bob Kalinsky and his partner own the Southeast region. That's from Atlanta down to Miami. Bob Kalinsky has never sold a piece of real estate. He's not even a licensed realtor. Didn't have to be. Bob Kalinsky last year collected $355,000. That's light, to be honest with you. His partner is Kay Evans, who has close to $500,000. Would anybody like that, or part of that, as a paycheck? That's my point. That's my point, okay? Gary and Nikki Ubaldini, they own the South Florida region. That's from, well, it's convoluted. It's kind of Tampa, and then skip a beat and go below to Naples, Fort Myers, and down that way to Miami. Because our North Florida region is Sarasota and parts of Tampa. It's broken up in two parts when they broke the pie. Okay? This is where the real hitters are. Athena Osborne, if you ever go to Bold, you'll probably hear this. They call this lady Gary's second mom. She is the #1 in South Africa. And then everybody else that joined Keller Williams is below her. Kind of like Gary Keller. Gary Keller's #1 and everybody else is below him. Everybody else is below him. As far as profit share goes. How do,
Almost like multi-level marketing, almost?
no?
It's not like that?
How does profit share,
Yeah.
how does profit share work? You name the sponsor. That sponsor had a sponsor, that sponsor had a sponsor, that person had a sponsor, that person had a sponsor,
So
that
all the
person
other
had a
sponsors,
sponsor.
so I sponsor Sam, and then she sponsors someone, her sponsor, I'm benefiting from too.
Absolutely.
Can I,
Yeah, that's why
can I make this?
Well, I'd rather you go to George's profit share class where she'll explain it totally in
Yes,
detail.
that's also where I was going. That's happening next month. The second thing is, it's not an MLM scheme. It sounds like it, but it's not, because you're not making money off of the sponsor, off of the person. You're making money off of the market center's profitability. From that
Correct.
person- From that person, correct. So whatever market center that they joined, say I referred someone and they went to Lake Nona. So they're over in Lake Nona doing their thing. If Lake Nona is profitable, then I get a small cut of that profit, okay?
From the center.
From the center. If the market center is not profitable, then I don't get anything extra because they're struggling to even
Not
stay
because of
open.
me.
Right, exactly. Not the agent then and of
Because I just
themselves.
happen to be in the building.
In the market center,
I
correct.
thought they had to come to this center, but they could be in
No,
East Keller
you can
Williams
refer them
in the
anywhere.
world.
If you have family in Alaska, you're like, hey,
Well-
Keller Williams is the best.
Well, when you get outside of
I'm
50
from
states, it's called
Maryland.
road share, not profit share.
Okay.
It's a different animal,
So if you,
but it's still good.
so if you get somebody to come to any market center, Keller Williams, is it at the end of like a quarter, the end of the year, whenever
No.
they make their profit, you get that?
It's
Once they,
monthly.
once they cap, you don't get any more.
Okay, wait,
What's the cap
monthly,
for
so
that
you get
year?
a monthly profit?
Whatever they sell in a month, if they sell in January, you should be getting a profit share check if the market center is profitable.
If the market center is profitable. That's the caveat. If-
Doesn't have to be in this market center. I have 2 people in Winter Haven.
So it's not like a set price of you get $25.
No.
No,
It
You should
changes
get like
every-
$1,000.
no.
You could get 21 cents like I just got this past week.
Yep.
Feel me?
It's okay, still found money.
It
Okay.
adds up.
This is always better than that.
My sponsor is in Maryland. The person who sponsored me
Yeah.
is in Maryland,
There you go.
Callaway.
Where can you find out your profit share?
Command.
Open up your command app
Yeah.
and then go click and see lifetime profit share. It'll show it right in there. It's okay, don't worry about it. I started at 0 too. It's no big deal. We feel your pain, but that's all right. Give you an incentive to do what? Stop going, would you like peanuts? Hey, would you like to come to Keller?
Give him my card, coffee tier.
She's,
Someone
well,
told me I think I want to be.
you figure this, if you're in the
All
airplane
the
there.
things they want to be.
Right.
I can't leave
All
me
Can't
the
leave.
things.
for another 2 hours.
Now, I sent her the link to the class. I'm so
Work your
excited.
magic.
Now I can go and help her focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so here's what we're leading up to. We love what's going on in Keller Williams. Okay, very good. And why not find out who the heavy hitters are in this specific Well, we're gonna go to region first. All right, that's what I used last year. So it's a total, so you don't get discombobulated. So we're gonna go question mark, select region. When you select the region, what region do we want?
Central Florida.
We're the North Florida region.
Yes. I said it enough times. That was trick
It's
question.
Florida North.
Florida North.
I
You got
know,
Florida
but we're
North.
not south enough to be south.
Yes.
There is no central, it's the north and the south.
So we're gonna go Florida North. We're gonna add it.
We're the beginning of the north. If we-
I'm not gonna add any of the market centers yet, because I wanna see who's doing what in the whole North Florida region. So let's see now who are the hitters. So once you see it here, Florida North, then you just click apply.
Now I decide which.
So let me ask a question. Okay, so this is, I gotta change this, give me 1 second. That's who made the most profit share.
I saw Lori up there. There's Jean. Oh, there's Lori again.
Couple of times. Yeah.
Okay, let's go
Lori
this way.
came and spoke at one of our top 20% events.
There we go, that's what I'm looking for.
Oh, Tony.
So who was in the market center last week?
They wouldn't have been in for the Tom Nickley thing.
Yes, they were.
Some of them.
Yeah,
Was that
thank you.
20% conversation thing?
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. Tom Nickley last year was second place. What? Tom Nickley did 276 units. This Tony Zargami, has anybody seen her? She's been in this market center. Yeah.
Not recently.
She's in Sarasota,
Yeah.
still part of the North Florida region. She did how many units?
Less.
What's the aha?
You can do less business and get more money.
No, the aha is the price point was higher.
Oh,
You want
whatever.
to get a higher paycheck?
Okay. Still
Sell higher prices, okay? Tony Zargami, actually 3 million. So what does that mean when you hit 1 million?
You can quit and retire.
No, you cannot.
Okay.
Then you get to be called the millionaire real estate agent.
Oh, right.
1 million
Yeah, that.
GCI is a millionaire real estate agent. When you read this book, you're going to see names in here like Gene Rivers, like Nikki and Gary Ubaldini. This book was written when? 2004.
Oh.
We have a shirt. I always see Gene Rivers wears it. MREA is still, exclamation point, exclusive, da 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 da, cursing at you, relevant. That's why MRE 2 has not come out, because this still is relevant almost 20 years later. I showed you the profit share. You saw Nikki and Gary Ubaldini. Last year made almost $1 million. In here it shows you they made 38 million when they were just a team back in 2004. Okay? These are the people that built Keller Williams. And so in our market center, let's see if we can go. Tony Zargami, Tom Nickley, da 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 da. Well, here, just look here. It says Florida North, but here, what are we looking for here? Oh, there it is. We are Orlando Southwest. So in
348.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So no, it's 10th position. In 10th position, Ken Pozak, who left us in the middle of last year, he's now in Claremont office. He was number 1. He was number 10 in the whole North Florida region. Okay? Take a look at where the heavy hitters are. Jack's Beach, St. Petersburg. Ooh, Claremont, look at that. Brandy Madison Klein. You've been to my open house class, I tell you. Look at Brandy, she's got like 15 or 20 listings. That's a good networker to reach out and say, hey, I got 100 signs. I want to do an open house at 123 Main Street. Do you have it available? And then of course ask, how do we handle the leads? Okay? Let's tweak it just a little more. How are we gonna tweak it? Well, let's go back to the question mark. And when we go back, oh, come on, work. Oh, we just go select market center. So what market center are we selecting?
348.
Well, it's called Orlando Southwest.
Oh, yes.
You were right. We add it, we click OK, and now we go again and click apply, and this is what was being done last year in this market center. So, okay, Chris Bissett just missed MRE status by $34,000. And I know Chris breaks it, you know what, every single day. Okay? Mark Ramey, he left us, and I think Elizabeth. Cassie, you've heard, right? Saw Cassie yesterday. Take note though, Cassie is basically a one-person army. And that's what she does, 53 units. And that's for the 10 years that I know this lady. Okay? And she's out there doing it. This is where they lack though, if you see. Profit share. Profit share. It's great that they can sell. But if you want to list longevity in this business, profit share. Okay? All right, you see the other ones there? Let's see, who's down there? You got, there's Dawn. Dawn's up there. Brady Richardson, Ashton McCoy. George just came in. Martinez, we just saw him. Nettersheim, that's part of the Arturo's group. That's their group out of they're out of Georgia actually too.
Sorry, I'm losing.
Lose it, don't lose it.
Mine is a lot of info, but GCI is what I break
What is
home.
GCI? Anybody?
Gross commission.
Thank you so much. Gross commission income.
Gross, okay.
So what's the gross? You get a check for
$10,000.
that's gross commission.
But that 10,000, I still have to, that's mine, right? It's already,
That's prior to split.
Right.
That's gross. Keyword
What
gross.
you could've.
If this said NCI,
oh, okay.
right? NCI is net commission income, but we don't track that because everybody's split is different, everybody's cap is different, everybody's,
So this is before the split.
this is before split. Yes.
Okay.
The volume is the volume, okay? You sold a $200,000 home, that's what it'll show, okay? The asterisk means team. So let me see if I can find her. There you go. Chris's #1 buyer's agent is on the first page, Stephanie Pitts. Stephanie's a rarity. You rarely see her. You always hear me say, "Ooh, a Stephanie Pitts sighting." Okay? And I dare you to get across the table from her because she'll kick your butt. She knows the buyer's presentation, backwards, forwards, sideways, inside and out. This person has a little tear in my eye. She was right there, curled up in a ball with a kerchief, bald head, because she was doing stage 4 terminal cancer, and she beat it. I think last year was the 6th year. We celebrated the 5th year. And I used to say, on my worst day, I just think of Stephanie. My day is worse than it's all good though. But anyway, Stephanie is a buyer's agent. And look at the single agents that don't have buyer's agents and look how much she's doing. Because remember, as a buyer's agent, she's giving up 50%. Right?
Right.
And she's still on page 1. Okay? Who else is on there that's a buyer's agent? I think she's.
So there are those that are consciously choosing to just go for that part of the niche, just to be a buyer's agent. It's not
But they can't be
happenstance, it's
both.
not what happens to come to them. That's where their focus is.
That's where they focused. That's where they thought they'd get the best value for their
Time.
okay? I've tried feverishly to get Stephanie in a room to teach. She don't like to be in front of people. What? You're a buyer's agent? Yeah, if it's 2 people, I can handle it. She don't want to be in a room.
Right.
She don't want to be in a room. That's okay. Because when she gets in front of two people, my God, you'll see it posted on Facebook and all the time, how she just sold another happy customer, I don't know. Okay? Has been doing it. Okay, so then you see page 2, where we start getting more of the people on here. Chandra Hall, she's on the Griffin team. Lisa Campfire, Pinnacle Group. Okay? Where are we? Let's see. Nicole Ramirez, Pinnacle Group. Ziamara, Pinnacle Group. Okay, so you start to see even these buyer's agents are up there. Because last year, if you pounded it, they didn't let what? I just lost off to 20 offers. No, they figured out how to win and be the offer instead of buying into the BS. Oh, it's multiple offer, I can't win. No, they figured it out, how to get to the finish line. Because if you didn't, you were SOL. All right, so the whole point in this was, let me take it back because you asked. Let's go. You go to the 7th level lookup. Guess what you get to see? Everybody. Okay? So you can go from just the area, right? So if we go here into North Florida, it will show you everybody in the North Florida region. You can find yourself. You can find exactly who's got what under who. Let's go, Orlando Southwest. Probably the largest person in here, it's under Elizabeth, would be this young lady. That's going to take a while.
They would email you. Or you could just do forgot password.
I tried that.
It wouldn't do
everything. I've used that time, but it says that they want us to meet with them, come and meet your marketing team, and invite, so it gives you a calendar to meet, to come in and meet with them.
The people who do it.
All right, it's taking a little longer than expected.
Scott,
Oh, stuff. Yeah.
It says come over and talk to them. Excuse me, sorry.
What are you trying to fix, guys?
No,
No,
that's not important.
We.
It is
Yeah.
important.
When
Well, not. I love it. Not to bother you with it, we know who to go to.
Yeah,
To log in.
that's a great way to say
Yeah.
it.
We're logging into where?
Everything.
This right here.
This is the same login as your command login. If you're getting into command, you're getting in here. You don't have to go to Scott Leroy and wait 48 hours or 3 days or 6 days. You come to Ronnie and Ronnie will tell you, no, go to Scott Leroy. No, you don't have to. Please go to mykw.kw.com.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Just trying to save you a couple of days, or years, or hours. Excuse you, I'm just trying to help. Now see, this thing timed out, we're having a little snafu.
MyKW@kw.com. That's what you said?
There it is, it came back. That quickly. What happened?
I guess I should bother you.
See that? I'm just saying. And it went to the
Hit
same
the
page I
refresh.
just left out of.
There you go. Now you're on the right page. Now put in first initial, last name, and then your goofy password. If it's the one that Scott gave you, it's capital K, and blah, 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 blah.
Thank you.
Well, that's KW Connect, that's okay though, because go to home,
That's where we wanted to do.
and that's where we started.
It won't let you do it.
There's 2 ways.
I did, but I didn't.
Now click on reports.
Enter your username. Or what you think you want to do.
Right church, right pew. Click on reports, and now follow along. Absolutely.
Are you an adventure anymore?
For me, it's job security.
That's what I'm screaming at.
For me, it's job security. You asked me to do something. You said if I gotta hear style roofing. Didn't happen. Did you get any of it?
No, I haven't. But you know, you and I have a meeting at
You don't
4.
remember, well, then you have it by 4, we're gonna go meet.
Oh,
Because you don't have a password, I ain't wasting time.
yeah, I have a little time to get this.
Rankings.
Go back.
Let's put it in.
Never mind, sorry.
Thank you.
Or actually, we're now in the, profit sharing.
Yeah, let's check out. Hit forgot password.
So here, I brought up this young lady, she has about 700 in her downline.
What? I heard that.
Okay.
You can't use those kind of words. We're trying to get us away from all that.
Right.
First level, second level, third level, fourth level, fifth level, sixth level, seventh level. That's what you wanna get to. She's also been 19 years in the business, okay? And that's why it looks like that. Oh, look who's in her downline, oh my goodness gracious.
Keep going.
Some familiar people,
Lindsay Crum, wow.
some familiar
I'm
people.
surprised she's still not coming back.
And we go.
Rick Bosley. Oh, wow.
Who replaced her at,
Wow.
who replaced her at Waterford Lakes. Well, no.
Wild.
The real one that you want is up here.
No. Go back down.
No, the real one you want is the first one.
I'm looking for me, to be honest.
You're in her downline?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I know I'm in Tiffany's downline. And
You can look at seventh level lookup. Do you have
It
your
only,
thing with
it,
you?
oh, mine only looks downward. It doesn't look upward. I can't look up. I've tried to look up. I just haven't looked in the right place. So.
Okay.
That man just told you.
Let me show
I
you
know.
where to look. Let me show you where to look.
Okay, show me.
Man, he did.
All right, so you can look at anybody in here. Let's help out our director of marketing. We're
Yes.
back to reports.
Yes,
Okay? If you come here,
yes, I've done
there's a
that.
couple of places you can go.
Oh, I haven't got to rankings.
That's weird.
Rankings
I've
is
got
what
to
we were
profit
just
share.
in.
Okay, I got to profit share.
Okay? See, it says my seventh level downline,
Okay.
that goes this way.
Yeah, that's where
Okay.
that's the one I clicked.
See here, it says statement.
Statement. Well, that's an ambiguous term.
Well, that means you got paid.
Statement.
Because the
I know,
statement
I
is
know
gonna
something.
say, Savannah Godbold, whose sponsor is, whose sponsor is, whose sponsor is, whose sponsor is. You never got one of them statements?
No.
We used to hand them out, now they stopped burning trees. That's why you gotta do it yourself. So every month I get a profit share, I print it out. So you're gonna see mine, here, I know. Okay, so it starts here in the market center. Jim Atkinson, whose sponsor is Trevor, whose sponsor is Emily, whose sponsor is Chris, whose sponsor is Sean, whose sponsor is blah, 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 blah. So since I just opened it up, I forgot it goes to the whole. So all you gotta do is this. Hit this, go Orlando Southwest, what's her name? Sav? Sav's not in here. We don't have a Sav.
Not here, really.
You are not listed in this
Last
one.
name, Godbold. It's right there.
Oh, there we go. And there's Sav's. Sav, who
Oh,
sponsors Tiffany,
hey,
who sponsors
Rick
Rick
Bosley.
Bosley, who sponsors Tony Garlanzer,
Yep, I
Holly
did it.
Garlanzer, Jenny Weimer. You're in Beth Woodhull's line.
Yep.
This is Beth Woodhull's downline going number one, Jenny Weimer.
Yeah.
Used to be number one in the state of Florida, Keller Williams, over 500 units a year. Still says 500 units, but it's no longer with Keller Williams.
Savannah, you got
Tony and Holly Galazar,
No,
still same
I
market
know.
center. Rick Bosley taught in here last month. Rick Bosley took over for Waterford Lakes when Beth stepped down as the team leader.
Okay, so,
they're all
sorry,
winning
to do this again. So Savannah is sponsored by Tiffany, who is sponsored by Rick. So everybody gets something if they're profitable.
You got it.
From that one, okay. Now I'm
Okay, but I want y'all to call attention to this.
What's the attention?
These are my earnings, my fat check that I've gotten at
What
the
are you
end
gonna
of all
go buy
this.
with
I
that?
know,
I mean,
a really nice
you
chapstick.
But here's the reason.
That's because when I
The
joined
stinking rats fee.
the
They
stinking
get you every
Razzie,
time.
when I joined, Tiffany was the one that was interviewing me, so I didn't really have any other, like no one convinced me.
Who was
I-
influential with bringing you to Keller Williams?
That's what they'll
Classic?
ask you, but I found the job on Indeed, so I couldn't put Indeed, so I put her because she was interviewing me.
Uh-huh.
How are you getting anything if aren't you
Yeah.
supposed
So
to
those
benefit
are-
from people
people that you bring in,
Yes.
before you in.
Yes, those are people all above me. So Tiffany's the first one above me, Rose
So-
is the next.
So this
not
is,
showing who was giving you the $1.26, that's a different.
this
paycheck.
is actually very good, you wanna know why? Because it's showing that who she got the profit share one from
Rodrigo.
is in her second level. That means there's somebody in her first level that didn't produce this month, but she has somebody in her first level. The idea is to what? Get the levels. Gary set it up that you make the most money in level 5, 6, and 7. So if you've got 7 in your downline, 7 level, you're making money.
Yeah.
So that's Savannah. Isn't that nice?
I had a feeling.
It's not doing that. Okay.
All right, so we found that, and we know that with the statement. What else do we have here? There's the 7th level lookup, and there is the profit share. If you click on the profit share, this is kind of like your new command mobile app, where you can instantaneously click on it, and it will show you everything, including lifetime. This one kind of breaks it down, if I remember. Should break it down.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so this is gonna break it down. Oh, it's got everybody, that's right. Okay, so let's go looking. Let's go looking. Since our volunteer is here and said, go right ahead.
You'll find out in your meeting.
Remember, we are an open book company.
Okay.
Allegedly.
You looking for me again?
Yeah, but look what they did. They did it by first name now, not last name.
Oh, I'm right there, Samantha. But I don't
All
have
right,
anything.
so there we are, Miss Godbold. She is, well, you gotta look at this. Her sponsor, it shows you the sponsor, shows you the status, okay? Year to date, what she's done, okay? Listen, my first one wasn't like that either, okay? And right here, you can also view the 7th level downline, meaning that should go that way, I believe.
In the root direction.
So there's Savannah, she's got a 2nd level, and look at all her people in the 2nd level.
I've got a third.
Oh, you do?
I've got a single third level.
Good observation. So that's, that's what you want to do, basically. Okay? Now don't fret. I see the faces. Don't fret. Why don't
Samantha, you
fret?
sponsor me. Thank you.
Don't fret because of this. Let me go back here. I'll be kind.
Okay, I gotta start.
Let me see.
Okay, I'm gonna preface this by saying all of that was not because I was just meeting realtors out on the town and convincing them to be what Keller Williams. When you work here as a staff member, you get something called a round robin. So you probably
That's what Sean said.
Yes.
Like, if you don't have anybody, they
then
just
it'll
do
go
a-
on to the staff.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yep.
that's cumulative over 2 years of people just saying, I don't have anyone that I want to
Uh-huh.
name. Okay, cool. It'll go to Savannah or it'll go to Malaya or
Uh-huh.
the next person in line.
Oh, well,
So it's a random system.
Is that just for the
That's a
staff?
retirement
Yes.
plan right
It's
there.
just
Like,
for
if
the
someone
staff.
comes in and they're like, I don't have, they can't just put money on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately
That's better
not.
I'm just saying my door be like.
Yeah.
So,
I know,
I
but
don't-
you guys have more of an opportunity to meet
Yeah,
the co-op agents. You have more relationships that you can develop with referral partners.
Yeah.
So that if you knew anyone out of state that wanted to move down here, hey, move to my market center, maybe or whatever. That kind of thing.
While I'm considered staff, I'm not staff because I don't have that opportunity. So mine is getting it from my own, okay? And getting it on my own, I've been here with Keller 10 years, and year to date, $6,800, $6,900.
That's great.
Nice.
Okay? My sponsor is Audrey Benassi. You see, year to year,
Oh, wow, you did good.
year to year, okay? For doing nothing, except, hey, we got a great class here, do you wanna come? Hey, Bold, it's our last class, we'd like to have you come here for free and have a free lunch. That's it. And then let the powers that be do what the powers that be do. You don't recruit, you don't say nothing, but make sure Sean and Malaya know that they're coming.
I was gonna say the powers that be.
They'll do,
So they can.
Refer to
Yeah.
Malaya and Sean.
Yes.
Yes,
they know how
precisely.
to do it,
Precisely.
and that's what they should do. If ever you do a deal, what's the first thing you do about a week later?
Thank you card.
Thank you. Oh.
That's true, and then what else do you do?
Invite them to it.
You learn this in bold.
And
I
ignite
learned it
fire.
10 years ago.
Thing.
10 years ago. Hey, you know, I was just sharing with everybody in my market center what a great transaction we had. And my team leader, Sean, overheard me and said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, we had that great closing the other day with so-and-so." And Sean said, "Hey, why don't you invite them to one of our classes? Or better yet, Sean asked would it be okay if he reached out to you." That's a direct script from Bolt. If they say yes, make sure their number is in front of Sean ASAP. And let him do what he does best. Or Malaya, whichever one you choose. Okay? That's how the game works. Remember I asked you guys to go to open houses if you weren't scheduled for an open house? Same thing I said, right? Hey, how's your business? Okay. Well, you know we have a great open house class. No, you're not gonna recruit me. No, I'm not trying to recruit you, it's free. And
That's a
just
great
get them
class to
to
go to.
the open house class. And then tell Sean and Malaya that they're gonna be here. And then the rest could be history, okay? All right, so enough of the reports. I think we bamboozled you enough with that,
I
right?
do like how open it, so it's like you can see whatever. I
Yeah.
love that.
See how much.
I love
you can
that.
See how much.
Isn't
money
that something?
making.
Next year I'm gonna
What's
get the top of that list.
You just showed us how to see how much you were making.
Wait. That's over 10 years. Let's go a little further.
Where the money is.
Yeah, right?
Let's go a little further, since you asked.
I was gonna say, what is better? Oh, okay.
Oh, those lines filled up.
What's the
quickly.
lifetime total?
They filled up
70.
quickly.
More than my college
Does
education.
that say 207 million?
Lifetime total.
270,000.
Thousand. Okay?
Okay.
270 more thousand.
We're an
than I
open
got
book.
right now.
Now, this is just me talking aloud.
Lifetime.
I've been here 10 years. Who's the smartest person in Keller Williams?
Gary.
You.
Me.
Second smartest Keller. Second smartest person is Gary Keller. The first smartest person in Keller Williams is Joe Williams. Gary Keller is up here, takes all the flack, gotta be on a stage, gotta be hit, is the face of Keller. Joe Williams, which is the Williams part, is number 2. He's only got Gary ahead of him, everybody else below him. You never hear about Joe Williams. I had to go Google him to find out what this guy looked like. 10 years I've been here. You never see him on stage, you never see him at Megan Camp. I've never yet to see him. I've looked at YouTube videos and see him teaching this. And he's the number 2 guy in the profit share line. That's the smartest person in Keller Williams.
Oh, I didn't know he was looking. I wasn't expecting.
You looked him up too?
I was just, I'm like, I never thought about who was the Williams part.
Oh, we know who Keller is.
Williams.
Talk about residual money. Oh, that's him right there?
I think with the hat on.
The old guy?
The old.
Yeah, he's a little old.
Yeah, probably. Or this guy. Oops, sorry, I'm sorry.
All right, so we're gonna switch gears now. We're gonna get out of there and we're gonna go into the multiple listing service. We're gonna be in there for the rest of the hour that we're here.
I
So
love MLS stuff.
first and foremost, let me see if I can do
It's
this.
so overwhelming, but I love the
Yeah,
classes.
man.
I really do.
Who likes to know the answers to the test?
Me.
Very good.
What is that supposed to? I was like, wait. It
Go
wouldn't be much of a test.
Was that a trick question?
Yeah. Okay.
That,
Not a
that
trick
had to be a
question.
trick question, because am I supposed to say, nobody?
Oh wait.
How about, geez.
From the study guide that you're given.
Oh, okay, Samantha. Coming in hot.
Ain't she?
So you like to know
The
the
study
answers
guide.
to the test? Is that what you told me?
Yeah,
So let me share what I'm talking about, because you're all like all in a daze.
You didn't really want to get by. one the other
He didn't
way.
wanna let me buy it.
I wasn't serious.
Touch is currently unavailable. Oh,
Right.
well, I'm glad I don't have an Android. Sorry, everybody.
Alright, well, I got both and I'm not impressed yet, one way or another.
Well, this is saying MLS Touch is down for Apple or Google Play right now. Yeah, that's alright.
What? It touches down?
MLS Touch, like it's an app you can have, so you can just find.
That's the sixth
Oh.
app that we teach in command number 1.
It
Okay.
came up right up, I feel like it goes off your location, cause in my house, I pulled
Yes.
it up and it showed me the 3 houses available in my neighborhood, and one just went down 2%.
What's the cons about that app?
Oh.
Please tell us, person that
Does it
is
update?
downloading the app.
I can bring up the full MLS on my phone. Why do I want the app?
Okay.
When I can get access to the
This
full
doesn't bring
MLS,
up
which
the-
is more powerful.
Oh, this, okay, so
This
is this
has
just general?
limitations.
Oh, okay.
I will say this, if the MLS is down for maintenance or something, it's not a bad way to go.
Also, if that
And-
is down, this will
Does
still
that
pull
happen
up.
frequently?
Well, they'll
Bring
text
that
you
up.
and say, MLS is down for maintenance, please use MLS Touch.
Okay.
But they haven't figured out how to make that as good as some of the other ways that you can go, like bringing up the whole entire MLS on your phone, which is a lot easier.
Is that a monthly occurrence or something, MLS being down?
Oh, no, they go down for maintenance, yeah. Usually Saturday night between 10 p.m. and 2
I
a.m.,
was gonna say, that need to be when I'm asleep.
which is when most of you do your business, so we know that. No worries.
I'm up at 10.
It's just the way it is. I get it. I started that way.
What, up till 2 a.m.?
Well, I took a phone call at 10 o'clock at night from my buyer, okay?
Yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, my wife said to me, "What are you doing? What about our family?"
Uh-huh.
And that wasn't a word she used.
Okay.
She's a New Yorker, I know what she said.
No, she's a South Philly girl.
Oh.
My wife is fluent in 2 languages, English and foul. Okay?
I feel like it's Jake.
But I learned a valuable lesson to protect my
Yeah.
business. The next day I called and asked them, "I don't mind helping you, and what could I have done for a buyer at 2 o'clock in the morning?" Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
I said, "How'd you know I was available?" You know what they said?
All right.
Facebook, little green dot, available.
Spot on. Yep. It was up.
Absolutely not.
Protect yourself and don't answer.
There you go. That's right. Set a precedence.
There is a monster person in Keller Williams. Her name is Sarita Dua. She's out of Portland, Oregon. She probably does $100 million a year. 60% of that is buyer based. Sarita will share the story how one day her son came up to her and said, "Mom, I wish I was one of your customers so I could get attention
Ooh,
from you."
there it is. That'll do it.
And that's when she knew to change her business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Money isn't everything, remember that.
Mm-mm.
Protect your time, because when you say yes to one thing, you say no to what?
Y'all did that.
What do you say no
Everything
to?
else.
Everything else, you're absolutely right. All right, so, see if this will load the way I want. There we go, need permission. So you want answers to the questions, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's go to answers to the questions. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this. Oh, I have to go here? Okay. When I'm here and I've shared my app, the consumer app, with everybody, do I have all the answers to the questions now?
Yes.
Why?
Because everything's right there.
Well, but why do I have the answer to the question of my consumer?
You can track,
What was that? Say it loud and proud.
you can track what they're doing.
You can track everything they're doing, so you have answers to the questions. Okay? All right, so guess what? This is called the artificial intelligence, right? And the good people at the multiple listing service had this 2 years prior to Command and the Zillow and everybody else. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, let me show you. What our goal today is, we're going to set it up so that you can do the very same thing. And what I mean by that is, we're gonna set it up, and it just happened. I love it, because I just sent them 2 listings automatically through the system. Ken Cunningham visited the OneHome Portal at 1:44 Eastern. That was what, 20 minutes ago. I instantaneously got the information. Now, I don't call him right away, that's stalking. But I could say, Ken, I just logged into the system, I noticed you're looking at the properties I just sent you. Are you ready to go put an offer on one of them?
Because you sent
Let the
them-
buyers work for you, not you work for them. That's what's gonna be the goal of today. But let me show you how much better this gets. Sam at 1:36 p.m. because I sent him something yesterday or 2 days ago, 11:58. Let me go to the chase. Last month's class, when I taught it, this is what they can do. They can save as a favorite. When they save as a favorite, that's the only ones I'm going to show them if it works. I'm not going to show 80 homes as we heard today on our pivot shift call that somebody did. I'm going to make them decide which ones are your favorites. I will call the listing agent, interrogate and say how many offers, any cash, and or above listing. What's the best thing I can do to have my buyer's offer be the strongest for the seller? Full price. Ha ha ha, full price. What if I give a larger deposit, escrow deposit, or a shorter closing date? Would that help? Get yourself with your foot in the door before they say we're at multiple offer situation, last and final, okay? You also, through the MLS, can ask to tour the property. I would like to visit this property on between 3 and 6. You also, just like our Keller Williams app, can do what? Can I put a pool? Ask a question. When this originally came out, you didn't get this instantaneously unless you went into the MLS. It now has been upgraded that it comes here. Do not tell them you get it instantaneously, that's stalking. You can reply back through the MLS to them. Or you pick up the phone like you should and then discuss with them. So now you have 2 ways to actually track their movements. And this is just my 2 cents. The consumer app is the best thing to start them with. The minute that you start sending them an auto email through your multiple listing service, the MLS, you use that. Because that's the real deal. That's the exact what's on the market, what's not on the market, what came off the market, what went pending, what isn't about to be told. Okay? The consumer app will not tell them when it's pending. This will. Because what it's going to do is take them to their own portal. It's called the OneHome Portal. We're going to set it up today for you guys too. A OneHome Portal where they can interact and do everything. All right? Questions before we move on? No? Okay. When you ask around a market center, because I'll tell you now, better than 60% that's never been to my class don't even know about the OneHome Portal. Don't even use the OneHome Portal. I'm serious.
Really, it sounds amazing. I can't imagine.
We pay a lot of money for our MLS dues. No, we
I
don't.
know.
We don't use what's on there that can help us get to the finish line.
Oh, it don't feel like paying as much when you use what it can do for you.
Well, isn't that a nice feature?
Mhm.
All right, so let's go back into the MLS. Let's get started. First thing I want you to do is go over to the right where it says hello and your name.
Hello.
Hit the drop down. Go to where it says settings. We all should be doing this. You can't get into your MLS? Did you pay for your MLS?
I did. Oh, you don't forget that moment, Ronnie.
Oh, I know, I paid for it twice already.
I'm
Or,
very
like, I
upset
think it's
about
not price, but I had to pay like partial, and then I just had to pay another.
Look for that email that they sent to you.
I did.
MLS is totally different than steroids.
They just said that to me, that was like $700. I just
All right.
paid for this last month.
we gotta keep moving, ladies, because otherwise we're gonna run out of time here. So we're gonna go over to where it says My Information. We click on My Information. The first tab that opens up is, guess what? Your information. What you do here, this is similar to in DocuSign when I tell you about the detail screen. Put as much information about you that you want on this screen. Because on the other screens, it's going to give you the opportunity to brand yourself and pull yourself. You found the email.
Okay.
That's-
Well, no, not really, no.
What do you mean, no, not really?
Well, it says hello, MLS ID command, but there's no, your MLS ID, what, I'll figure this out.
It doesn't tell you your number?
No.
Is that what you need, your number? You need your number for the MLS to log in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
That's what you need?
No, you don't?
The market says-
Guys, remember, if I don't know, I'll call Gary Keller or I'll tell you where to go find it. So let's go and find April's number.
Thank you.
Because any one of us can go find April's number as long as we're in the MLS.
Okay, wonderful, and scary.
All right.
Oh, good lordy, oh Morty, oh Morty. Alright, so I made a duplicate screen because I want to go back to the home. Under the search, you found it?
I got the ID.
That's
Okay.
your number, right?
So if you ever want to know anybody's number or who they are, what they are, what does it say here? Search, what is that?
Agent.
Agent.
And
So you got to know their name, that would help. So I'm going to put in April, I think that's what it is.
YL.
that's what it is.
YL.
Oh,
No,
excuse me,
no, no,
excuse me.
It's an I. The
Oh, it
legal-
is?
The legal is an I.
There you go,
Oh.
there you go. Sending me on a goose chase.
Excuse me.
The Y
Is it Armstrong?
That's what it is.
Armstrong, yeah.
So you went to search, but I don't see
The
anything.
I is an A.
Keep checking.
I thought
Look at that, one match. So I guess this is the correct one because she's with Keller Williams Classic, which is like it says.
Okay.
So her number is this one right here, 261-236-445.
Password
I don't have agent on
is
mine.
it
Yes, you did.
password 1?
Search, go all the way, okay.
Do
So
reset password.
search
Now you-
and
We're hot.
click it again. Okay, now go down.
Oh.
You're very welcome.
Activate your account, so click login.
That's what I did, that's where I got there.
Oh, and it popped up. Okay, that's cool.
But
Search
it
myself.
didn't have
Not
nothing
there.
else.
Right.
Let's see what
Well, maybe because I'm by Sammy Lynn.
All right, so those of us that are on the info page, please fill in this info page,
Let me see what it says.
which is much information as you want. Now you're at the regular sign-in screen, so now you would put in your NERDS number and whatever password you used. Try not to copy it, because sometimes it'll vomit and not let you do that. It wants you to type it in.
Oh, we can edit our email address?
Just like a.
Yes and no.
Well, oh, because I just had mine, but I wanted to make it my Keller Williams email.
So
But I
if you
can
do it
highlight it.
here, it may or
You
may
said it,
not
you said
take.
it not to copy and paste.
You have to call, or, no, don't copy and paste to your NERDS number, because it'll kick out. It'll tell you that it doesn't work. They want it physically typed in. They used to allow it to be saved, but they had so many people that were logging in,
It did?
that
They
were
don't, they my
exposed.
email address, because I had it as my regular, but I wanted to put
Why is
it.
it red?
So now it's you gotta,
Because when you go to
I
edit,
mean,
you
because
have
most
to
people go in there, oh, I
click
just.
this to override and change it. Like, I need to change this because I have it as Sammy Lynn, but I wanted it as Samantha London, because I couldn't find my phone.
If you need to change the email address, and only those that want to change the email
You
address,
I already have it.
you can change it on here.
Mine
If you
updated.
want it permanently changed,
No, that's right.
Oh.
you must go to search yourself as an agent,
Yeah, I couldn't find
okay? And I'll just use mine, I'll do my NERDS number. No, I'm sorry. Go this way. Go to the Add Edit button.
Still can't find it.
Go to the Edit Existing Roster. And now when you add your agent ID,
Oh.
and click Search, anything on this line is controlled by who? Aura. Very good. So if you want it changed, you could try calling, but I've heard they've had so many problems, you need to email them and then check to make sure they did it the right way. It says click to edit, but the only thing you can edit is the photo. You cannot edit anything on there, on the rest of that line. So if it's not right, anything on this line, you need to get in contact with Aura. Okay? We're still trying to get in?
Yeah, cause it's saying I'm not real.
Welcome to
Hey.
Okay, so let's get back to here. We have already done our information page, correct? We are now going to move over to the next tab. The next tab is header and footer. Why do we want to do the header and footer? Because when you print out reports, you have the ability to have a header at the top there.
Oh, those are cute.
Something about you could be, okay? Why? Because when you go show a home, you might want to accidentally leave one on the counter. The next buyer that walks in and says, you know, I'm tired of this agent, let me try this goofy one right here, since I have their information. Just saying. Now, mine was done many a days ago because they only had 6 to choose from.
I got it.
And now you're looking at 37. The original 6, we used to say the red one was Keller Williams, okay? So I took my business card, I stretched it out. Why? Because they didn't have what I liked, so I did that. Here's the thing, guys, if I choose one of the other ones, then I have to choose use custom photo. Because when I say to use a custom photo, then it puts my pretty picture there.
I have a question.
Now, I'm not gonna have it twice. Now, most of you do not have your photo, correct?
I'm gonna put mine on there.
Savannah said I have it now.
Photo, no,
I
with headshots are coming up. You guys get, you don't
No, no, no.
take headshots?
You don't have your photo in the multiple listing service.
No.
Well, I
She just got her headshot.
Oh,
Like
okay.
today.
Well, like 5
Beautiful.
seconds ago.
Okay.
I just need to get to it now.
But question for you, if we're
Yeah.
doing an open house for someone at someone's listing, can you still put that on there?
Why not?
If it's not your listing?
If I'm showing 5 homes, are they 5 different homes from 5 different listing agents?
Yeah.
And I'm putting my banner on the top.
Well, this saves me time, because I was gonna make my own, but now this is such a good.
Well, it depends which way you want to roll. Make sure you only use a customer synopsis, though. Never use a broker. Broker has the bottom, 3%, 2%.
Yes, yes.
Only use a customer, cuts off the bottom. In fact, I use this one.
So wait. Just to use, because I think, maybe that's right. Okay, see how you have yours here? I'm assuming you were doing.
I did that and I modified it myself.
Okay,
That
but
I
we
did.
can put this on here.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm talking about, so we can have the.
Let me see what I did with that. Let's see on the bottom there. Yeah, copyright 2019 Stellar, so I covered my butt.
Okay, so we have to
So
enter
that's from
that.
Stellar. When you go to print this, I think I did the broker synopsis, and over here was what? 3%, who the co-broke was, and I deleted that and
Oh, as
put
long as
this
you
on
get
top.
that off of there.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Okay.
What I do normally though, if I do something like that to the buyer, I wanna hand it to the buyer, go over here. I go to the buyer and I would do something like, ish. Look at this. This is why you read all of
That's what I was
the,
saying, it didn't work.
you read all of the things that they sent you. Please note, issue notification with MLS Touch. Now you know why Ryan don't push it.
I just called him.
Okay? Please note MLS Touch is currently unavailable for download in the Play Store. All right? Please adjust. All right, next thing. So let's show you exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to a listing. So if I choose any listing and I go to let's see,
Business.
print. It then allows me to choose a different so now I can use the one that I prefer is the Res Customer single page. When I do that, you do the preview. Let's see. Okay, so what's the display they want to do with me? This is what it will look like, and this is why I like it myself. It's branded to me, my pretty picture, and stuff like that. If I wanted to use my header, I could put my header on there. It would look like this. It should be able to squeeze it. So if I did that, I would choose, drop down here. Let's see. Oh, this one won't do it with that. Yeah. Try it again. Yeah, this won't allow a header or footer. One or more such displays can only be printed as PDF. So then I would go and use the print customer synopsis. And then I can go with the header. Well, actually, I do a header only. And go preview. And there you go. The header's at the top, and then it shows the rest of it as the customer synopsis. All right. Don't worry about it being off center like that. When you go to print it, it's going to be in the center.
So,
It'll move to the left.
if we're doing one together, is there a way we can pull up both of our
You have
and
to
put
do
it
it
on
yourself,
there?
not through the MLS.
Okay, so just, okay.
What's that tool you use?
Canva.
Oh, thank you so much. I
Always
forgot.
trying to avoid that.
Is it Canva Pro where it costs you like $100 a month or something?
Another
Or
free
Canva
trial
free?
a year.
Free trial.
Unless you student.
Whatever floats your boat. Thanks for coming in today. We'll talk. All right, let's move on. Getting back to the profile, right? All right, so please choose a profile. You can choose any one you want. See, it says select a different one. So guess what? If you really want to get nuts, what's coming up on
That's what I
Tuesday?
did, my flag.
You took the 4th of July one. So you could be that flag or it could be the other one. What's the other one?
It's outside houses, it's cute.
Outside houses, it's cute, like she said. Attention. We like cute. Cute works, okay?
But the sunflowers are
But
really
if you
fun.
want to put
Very
your
good.
picture, can you?
You can have
There?
pictures.
If you start selling beach houses, use the one that's by the beach.
You cater to.
Start
the
selling
house.
pool houses, do pool. If you start doing golf courses, use the golf course one. Or just set one that's your time.
Oh, I like that. The answer is yes. Now, what is the question?
Okay,
I like that.
thank you very much.
You can add something.
That's my tagline, right? You're supposed to put that on the first one. What's your tagline? I sell Sam Sunny Homes, whatever. Okay?
Mine is I do deals, not heels.
Okay?
Do deals not what?
Not heels.
Very good. Once you are satisfied with what you like, then you choose to save it, and then what can you do? You now, because you painstakingly did the first part, you now can hit the drop down on each of the branding things here and choose from the first tab, the information tab, everything that you added, and change it or not put it in there, whatever you decide. That's why you do it first on the information page. So this way you have the ability to choose all of these. Work smarter, not harder. Okay?
Oh, that should be fun. No.
Yes, all right.
Yeah.
Don't forget at the end to do what? The favorite 4-letter word, save. Make sure you click save.
I need to come up with a good one for being a flight attendant too.
ChatGPT.
Can I well, thank you, that's what I was gonna say next. Yeah. ChatGPT, and they'll find it for you instantaneously.
Landing the deal.
Just make sure that it doesn't have any,
It's an AI.
any,
Did she say what's ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was supposed to know that.
Sorry.
I'm not, that's not
You know,
techie.
it's
feel your pain.
Oh my gosh, wait, South Park wrote a
You feel
whole
your pain.
episode on ChatGPT. Am I old now? Like,
Yeah.
I only learned from the
It's
I only learned from the
now?
South Park
Yeah.
episode.
No, that's something else than old. No, because I'm older.
Have you been to my
Alright,
RPR class?
Right.
Okay, when you come to my CMA class, you're gonna learn that ChatGPT is now built into RPR, that you can do video,
Ooh, yeah.
you can also do
My
market
brain
trend
is like,
studies.
Yep.
ChatGPT is gonna be built into the
Now Big
MLS.
Brother is watching
that's
for real.
how,
Stay tuned.
Stan
Now
was
Big Brother
texting his
talking to you.
girlfriend, he was playing video games, and ChatGPT was.
Alright, so now let's go to the next tab. We're not gonna use the next tab which says CMA cover sheet. Because we use RPR, it gives us a better report. There's much better reports to use.
Can I take pictures?
Yeah.
Let's jump over to the email signature. On the email signature, please put down at least your name, phone number, and website address. So this way it comes in with some of the reports that you print out.
Okay, I'm just gonna take, so I can know what to put in there, Ronnie. I like how your picture's on
And
it,
the
why just says my
website
name?
is not.
Your picture's not loaded.
No, I need to load it in there.
Yeah, it's loaded in the same place where you change your information. That's the hidden photos. Okay? So make sure you do your email signature, get it down the way you want, okay?
You have your own website, Ronnie?
Beg pardon?
You have your own landing page, or is something through command, through the
I have my
service?
command one, I only use command, tools.
Cause I didn't recognize the way it reads.
Beg pardon?
Orlando Homes, is that what that says?
OrlandoDreamHomeGroup.com.
Orlando Dream Home Group.
Yeah, and
Oh,
what's
okay.
matter?
Is that your KW site?
Yes, it better point to my KW.
Oh, you got
site.
to, you
Yeah,
got
it's
to
called
make your
Go-
own.
Okay, so wait, so it's
called
forwarded.
GoDaddy and click forwarding, and for the unbelievably low price of free, hit forward.
Okay,
Okay,
but.
so you paid
no,
for
no,
the-
No, it's
right.
not completely free,
Mm-mm.
because the website is
Beg
not
your
completely
pardon?
free.
What do you mean it's not free?
You have to buy the URL. Like, someone's not gonna be able to just go and buy
Okay.
Yeah, you have to- that's-
OrlandoTopRealtor.com.
Alright, I'll come clean.
You feel me?
How many of you got $44?
Well, that's,
That's what it cost me a year to have
it could
that.
be less, and it could be more, depending on what they want as their URL. So if you want like OrlandoTopRealtor.com, that's gonna cost more
Not
than
necessarily, unless you have to buy it.
RonnieDiCarloRealtor.com.
And if
The
you
more-
don't wanna go that route, you can go into command and choose what you want. as long as
Yes,
it's-
that's what I was gonna
Thank you.
suggest, cause that is free.
Yep, it's 100% free.
No, you just made me look better than not stupid just now, thank you.
So, can we agree this, there is a little money invested in
A
real estate?
smidgen.
Just a smidgen.
Just a smidgen.
She said my account was never activated, so they have to send me an email. Girl, you,
We were gonna spend the next hour clicking around.
thank you so much. Cause it's, we have so many emails from
Yeah.
them. It has
Okay,
to be
once we do the
fair.
email, let's jump right over to where it says OneHome.
They're pretty quick about this stuff.
The last tab, it says OneHome. We're gonna go into OneHome, and we're gonna make sure that we have the information that we want. Specifically, more than likely, you want the welcome portal greeting. Now, before you all want to start speed typing and picturing, just email me and I'll send you the portal greeting that you can actually copy and paste in there. It's a lot easier. I think I actually put it, wait a minute, I think I'd even do better for you, because if I remember, but it might be so long ago, but let me remember.
On the cappers.
If you go to, oh, stop it, too much.
Ronnie. You have people requesting to be your friends, Ronnie.
I know,
Okay.
I know, they have to be vetted first.
Oh, those-
So let's look in the Files tab in KW Classic Campus and Training.
God, so many.
So let's see if I look fast. We're here, port. No, it's not in here, so I can upload it later. If you want it, just email me and I'll be happy to give it to you. Okay? All right, so once you've done that, make sure everything's on there. Click save, please. Please click save. We are then going to go one tab back to where it says agent webpage. We go to the agent webpage. We are going to make sure that you have it, most of you have disabled. Click enable webpage. When you enable the webpage,
Yay! You're in. Yay, welcome.
Hour and a half late, but you know,
Right here?
it's fine. Yep.
when you enable webpage, then you're going to go to make sure that all of this is on this side, the portal greeting if it's available, inventory, and contact information.
So you need to move that to the right.
To the right, please.
What if it won't let you highlight it?
Then it's not available.
Oh.
That's part of an old system too. So if it's available, move it. If it's not, don't worry about it. Because the OneHome Portal has changed anyway.
Okay, yeah, the only one I can get is the contact
Okay.
information.
Make sure you click save.
Yes.
Okay, so most of you know that the way I do things here is you should have, even on your multiple listing service, a test site, a test account.
Go.
The test account, so you learn how to use the stuff, and so also if there's any glitches, you can see what's going on, okay? So now, if we go to,
We're in the same.
I'm gonna go to my
All his headers and stuff that he's got. We're in the.
contacts.
No, it's okay. We didn't go through all.
Okay.
When we go to the contacts, I'm gonna use one of my,
And so this is just to, this is for your front facing, so they can find you on the other side. That's all the information that they have access to there. Go back over here to information.
all right, go too far.
It's like invisible right now. You need to click the little check marks to make it visible.
Yeah, let's go next.
First name and your last name.
Oh, it's even more.
Do I want them to see my list?
I mean,
And
it's
you go to
available.
contact.
So I'm gonna use my test account. Well, I've already got them set up as,
Taylor Williams, right?
Yeah, if you want it to be a different email, then.
a,
the little-
here it is, Ronnie Test,
And then you can
okay?
find it.
All right, so Ronnie Test is my email that I use for a test
It
account.
should just be at KW.com, but I can check.
This is the reason you want to have a test account, because then you can do and test it and also see exactly how this works. The last time that I was in OneHome Portal as
A-dash.
the buyer, as my own buyer, okay? You can also see how many were saved as favorites, how many had
That's the.
notes, and how many had favorites, and how many were trashed. So you know exactly what's going on. Because here's the thing, guys. You do know that when you go under contract on a property, they don't stop looking. And for God's sakes, do yourself a favor and turn off the auto email. The last thing you want is, hey, you just sent me this new thing, get me out of this POS that you got me into. And you killed your own deal. They're still gonna look, but don't you send it to them.
Okay, you just said something I feel like I just totally, it's horrible that I missed it. Did you say make a dummy account?
Not a dummy account. It's an account that you're gonna be able to see everything they see, so you know how to interact and respond to them.
So we can create we can do a
You
whole
should be
nother
doing that.
account.
Yes,
Okay.
you should be doing it.
Back end.
Let me show you why this is so important. You see my test account, right? If I click on the test account,
Test Ronnie.
it now opens and shows me what they've been doing, i.e. me, what I've been doing. I've saved 68 as favorites, I've discarded 7, I've sent 46 notes that I could click on and look at. So I know what they're doing. Well, what's going on here? It shows that I sent 9 auto emails, I had 1 in the shopping cart, okay? I've used 3 searches, reverse prospected 6. What's reverse prospecting? Does anybody know? That's when you get an email and you say to yourself, what are they talking about? So if you're smart, anytime you put on an auto email, you check reverse prospect with your customer. Let's say Savannah had a listing. She can see on the back end who viewed that listing. If she sees that your buyer saved it as a heart, she won't get your buyer's name, she'll get a reference number. She will email you and say, hey, your customer, reference number 123456, showed interest in the property. We're gonna have a price reduction next week. Do they wanna entertain putting in an offer? That's how you sell real estate, using the reverse prospecting system. That's how business owners stay on top of their listings, because they look and see who's seen, what's been active in there. And they interact with co-brokes, so this way they can get to the finish line. Okay? Are there classes for this? Yes, there's classes for this. Okay. I'll teach one of them or 2 of them. You also can find it where? Under the help tab. Oh my goodness gracious, there's so many. All right, next thing. Let's see, what else do we have here? So this is under the actual contact. Let's go one step further. I'm gonna go, and instead of the contact, I'm gonna go to the auto email. That's how the MLS came up and named the search, an auto email. And if I forget, please remind me to show you how to set up your neighborhood search. I remember Carl asked me to do that, we didn't get to that. All right, so here's the thing. If we go and look at the auto email, all right, so I'm gonna look for Ronnie Test. There we are, Ronnie Test. And he's been a test since 2019. He's been a test from 2022. I'm gonna look at that. I hit the drop down. What does it say I can do? Settings, criteria, results, date since, market update. What? Open in what? That's what we're setting up today. Open in OneHome. So you can actually see what they see in OneHome. That's why you want a test account, because when you open it up, now guess what you're going to see? OneHome is going to tell you.
I'll scratch it.
I'll be right there.
But Ronnie would have made a good man of white.
Exactly. Now, hold on. That's what I hate about Google sometimes. Because it saves it. I'm logged in as the buyer right now. When you see the initials. I'm going to log out, so then you see exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Right? How does that really apply?
Let me try it
Let's do
again.
what? Let him poop on my lawn?
Oh, come on. Thank you. If you're not logged in as them, it says you're an agent preview. So you're only previewing their account. That's why I ask you to make a dummy account, so then you can log in and see the difference. That's what you want to do, see the difference, okay? So now, it's just like anything else. It's going to give you welcome feedback. You can give feedback, blah, 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 blah. They get to see everything. You see that little heart there? That's something that I saved last month when I used this, and it came up, okay? So now, you can see properties. It looks just like our what? Consumer app, except those are white instead of black. Guess what? You can even do what? You could draw just like your consumer app. And this is coming directly from your multiple listing service, which is what is the multiple listing service? Well, that's the generic term, that's the realtor vernacular.
Vernacular.
Most customers may have heard MLS, they don't know what it is.
Oh, house shopping?
Do not use the vernacular, always say multiple listing service. And then they say, what is that? You're gonna respond, it's a giant database of all brokerages that bring every listing that's available or not available. That's why you chose to hire me, because I will get you the information the fastest and most accurate.
Oh, and by
Well,
saying
Zillow
giant-
told me, well, that's why we just said the most accurate. There is no A in Zillow, which stands for accuracy.
Well, I was gonna say
Right.
something else.
So, and then we said giant because we tried to make it sound like they need us, saying
well.
giant.
All right, so this is what they're seeing. You're seeing what they're seeing. Let's do this now. Let's go log in. Because now you're gonna see the fun. So I log in. So I gotta remember which one it was. It should be this one. And then hopefully I remember this. Well, I had a 50-50 shot and I got in. Yes. All right. So now that I'm logged in as Ronnie Test, i.e. the buyer, now you're going to see what they're doing. This is where the fun begins. You know that you're logged in as the test because you see the initials. Okay? The initials will be there. They can search anywhere, or this might have been an auto email that you sent to them. All right? You see there? Manage the account, who you are, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's start looking around. I'm gonna do this a little quickly because we're a little short on time here. All right, so let's look at this one. Oh, it's 865, I just love it. So I wanna save it as a favorite. I put the heart on it. I put the heart on it. Listen, there's stuff going on in the background right now that you don't even know about. You will see shortly. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's already
Yeah,
sending
you
to you.
set
Tell
that
us
up.
what it is.
So you
Probably already
understand
sent you
now.
information.
Ah, it said Ronnie Test just logged in.
On your phone. Mm-hmm.
Now, it may take a minute or two to catch up because I haven't got a buzz yet. Oh, there's the buzz.
Oh.
Oh, I got a message. Let me see. I'll show you later though. I promise. See, what does it say?
I test like the house.
Ronnie Test visited OneHome at 2:48 p.m. and saved 7309 Harley as a favorite. Kristen Collier, why is she calling me? I don't know. I'm in a meeting. Do not bother. Oh, I was thinking of what's her name in Alaska. Kristen Cole. I was thinking. Yeah, she wouldn't call me. All right, let's go to the next one. We like this 1.2 million. Here we go. Heart. We like this one for $6.99. Heart. You get the idea. Wait a minute. This one at $1 million. We open it up because you can open it up. Okay? We look at it and we say, I want to request a tour. You pick the day and date. So what is it today? 06/29/2023. And I want to do it 6 p.m. tonight because it's daylight savings time. We're good till 9 o'clock. Request a tour. I click on request a tour. They told me got it. Okay? Next thing. While I'm here, I want to add a note. I didn't look at the pictures. Can I put a pool? Question mark. I add the note. Okay? All right, let's future pace. Hopefully it'll catch up. Number 1, I go back here to my messages. Let's see, now let's do it this way.
Since this is your buyer, the email
Me, the buyer.
that they have is because you sent them some information to set up this account so that all the stuff they're doing, like this question goes only to you and not maybe the listing.
No, because it's connected through me. on their auto email. So you already see they logged in and saved it as a favorite. The other ones haven't come yet. They're still working on it, going through there, okay? Here's the other beautiful part. Let's say you missed the text or something like that. No worries. The next morning, when you log in to Matrix, see here it says OneHome visitors. This is going to update and it's going to show them there. Now sometimes this takes a little while to catch up with itself. Let's see if we can do a refresh. No, so it's going to take a little time. But right here where it says recent OneHome visitors, it's going to say Ronnie Test. It's going to say, how many did I save as favorites? 3 hearts are going to be there. And there's going to be a little yellow box meaning a note. Guess what? All I got to do is click on the heart. It brings up all 3 listings. So I don't have to think. Don't have to go back and ask them. I just got another buzz. What's the buzz? Nope. Saved as a favorite. Same one. Okay? So that's going to change. All right. So because I want to respect your time, let's all go back to your name. Click on the settings, please. Go to the bottom left. This will never, ever, ever, ever work unless you set up the portal notification settings. Make it look just like mine. Don't even think about it.
Wait, where'd you go, Ronnie?
Portal notification settings.
1, 2, 3, skip to, check 1, 2, 3.
Now,
That's it.
put in your mobile phone number and then skip down to the blue where it says click here to edit your cellular information. And hopefully you don't have one of those goofy ones that will not give you a response. You've been down that road.
I've been there, finally it works.
I feel you. Put it in.
Yeah, you gotta go
Stretch.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Good for you.
It's 9, 0,